Hello everyone, welcome back to Elder Scrolls Online. What is it, Sushi? She just walked in here. What is it? We're going to go speak to Luciana. See how she's doing.
I can't stand seeing her like this. I always thought Luciana was, I don't know, indestructible. How could this happen?
She held off a Daedric prince almost single-handedly.
And the strain was too much. Yes, I've heard. I just thought with you there, and Lord Set as well, I guess every spring comes unwound eventually, no matter how strong. Do you think she'll live?
I asked Sotha Sil to heal her. She'll live.
You what? And Lord Set granted you this boon? I'm sorry. I shouldn't seem so shocked. You've done nothing but struggle and sacrifice for us since you arrived. Thank you, my friend. With Luciana healed, the Clockwork City will flourish.
What will you do now?
I'll remain here a while longer. I should stay at her side at least until the factotum shares its test results. We'll meet again soon, I'm sure.
Set. Sotha Sil. Is he...
He's fine. We did it, Luciana.
Thank the gears. The people. My people. They're safe. He knew. He knew this would happen. He said I would shine a light one day. Do you see? Everything built to this. Everything. Every battle, every sorrow. It finally makes sense.
You'll see Sotha Sil soon. I asked him to save you.
You asked him that? After all the impatience I showed you, the bad temper, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I've never met a more altruistic soul. Still, I'm not sure even Sotha Sil could save me this time. I feel it in my bones. This is how I end.
You promised me you will survive this.
Perhaps you're right. You know, I asked Sotha Sil to spare someone close to me long ago. You refused. Now I see. I understand. I'll try to make your choice mean something. You have my word.
Well... I have no idea why that person's doing that, and I don't care. Okay, so talk to Divin Fry. Now there was at least one quest out about in the world that I hadn't done. I remember seeing. Well, there's also the one that I just passed. Holy crap. Holy jeez. Okay, yeah. Hopefully I remember to cut that loading screen out. That was another long one. Crazy long. Pardon me?
Ah, my erstwhile companion. You look remarkably coherent. Most mortals caught in a Daedric tempest would suffer some lasting effects. I'm impressed. Baffled, but impressed.
Well, Sotha Sil asked me to find you.
Already? I expected him to wait at least a week before summoning me. Sil's concept of time bears only a faint resemblance to our own. You should set out. I'll be along shortly.
So where were you? Luciane and I nearly died fighting the shadow?
You didn't, though. Bully for you. In truth, I sought an alternate route to the throne, through the Everglow. Unfortunately, Nocturnal detected my presence immediately. One of the few burdens of near-divine power. I'm difficult to miss.
So she trapped you?
Trapped? No. Impeded, perhaps. Fortunately, Nocturnal's attention turned to you and the good Proctor when you defeated the Shadow. It gave me the opportunity to pinpoint the object of her fury. You. I followed her to the throne. The rest is history.
Fine. So what are you doing out here?
Taking it all in, I suppose. Surely you won't begrudge me a moment of vulnerability. This place, it is something. I sense that I won't return anytime soon, if at all. When you've lived as long as I have, that actually starts to mean something.
I see. But, what's to keep you from coming back?
One can only marvel at a rival's triumphs for so long before that awe turns to resentment. And I have no time for petty jealousy. I have plans of my own, and countless realms to explore. I can't afford to linger anywhere for long.
And we're off.
Yeah.
This is a general direction of, one of the quests we didn't... or that's available, I think. What?
Thank you both for coming.
Of course, old friend. You seem troubled. More troubled than usual, I mean.
Perceptive, as always. I do not wish to diminish your achievement, but Nocturnal's defeat here will be short-lived. What's more, she does not act alone. A third enemy looms at the edge of my sight. Their covetous eyes are now fixed on the Somerset Isles.
Then we should inform the rest of the Sijiks. They'll need to prepare.
I will inform them personally. I have a separate task for you, Devaith. Take the skeleton key. Keep it hidden for as long as you can. I trust that this task pleases you. After all, your love of such trinkets is what brought you here in the first place.
Sometimes I wonder if you see too much. I will keep it safe.
Farewell, Devaithfir. We will not meet again. I haven't visited this memorial for centuries, but even I need reminders every now and again.
Very tall.
Do you like this place? It took me the better part of a decade to perfect it. Every stone and flower tells a story. Tales of how things were, how they ought to be. I thought about destroying it on more than one occasion. I'm glad I didn't.
I have some questions.
I know. Ask, and I will answer truthfully. Just know that the truth often fails to satisfy.
What is all this for? The Clockwork City.
I sometimes ask myself the same thing. May I confess something to you?
Of course.
I suffer from a peculiar ailment. Shall I describe it? I bear the cruel weight of certainty. Total, absolute, relentless certainty. People rarely comprehend the luxury of doubt, the freedom that comes with indecision. I envy you.
Didn't you just say that you question whether the city is worth the effort?
Indeed. But such questions are flaccid, cursory indulgences that come and go in an instant. The truth is that my actions, both good and evil, are inevitable, locked in time, determined by chains of action and consequence.
So, you're saying that you were forced to build the Clockwork City?
Compelled. This city serves a noble goal, the redemption of Tamriel, the unification of competing forces, the destruction of the Daedra. Unfortunately, it is an endeavor built upon a lattice of corpses, betrayal, untold horrors. Do you understand?
Maybe.
Maybe. The word I covet above all others. Hold to that word, my friend, and never let go.
Who are you really?
You expect something grand, but I promised you the truth. I am only what time and circumstance made me. Son of a lost house, friend to a fallen king. Some will tell you that we are the product of our choices. I've never found that to be the case.
But you're supposed to be a god, yes?
I am whatever the people need me to be. A guardian, an oppressor. For some, too distant. For others, too meddlesome. I am the canvas upon which they paint their dreams and resentments. A vessel for their hopes and doubts. A mirror, nothing more.
If you believe that, why even call yourself a god?
I don't. But my companions, Vivek and Almalexia, see their divinity as essential. Godhood brings them joy and purpose. They find meaning in the theatrical. Who am I to deprive them of that?
What are your feelings on Almexia?
Almalexia defies symbol analysis. I doubt she could even describe herself accurately. To understand Almalexia, you must first understand the value of fiction. Vivek fancies himself the poet, but in truth, AM is the greatest storyteller.
How so?
Vivek knows the boundaries that separate fact from fiction. He knows them so well that he's learned how to break them. He exists inside his verse, but recognizes the lies, the contradictions. He both does and does not believe his own tales.
How is Almexia different?
She believes her tales implicitly, as does everyone else. Her capacity for deception appears limitless. She sows lies like a master gardener sows seeds, and the harvest of trust and adulation is breathtaking in scope.
Does that bother you at all?
Not in the slightest. As I said, we are, all of us, bound by our nature. Almalexia does what she does because she cannot do otherwise. It will not end well. But then, even the best endings rarely bring joy.
And what of Vivek?
Vivek is my brother. He knows my struggles and I know his. That knowledge makes our relationship complicated. To truly know someone is as much a curse as it is a blessing.
What are his struggles?
Regret. We are bound by that at least. He also suffers a kind of enslavement. Not unlike my own, in fact. Beauty holds the keys to his shackles. Beauty and a love of great works, great heights. His appetites are insatiable, thus his despair.
Despair?
Yes, a poet's despair. Vivek craves radical freedom, the death of all limits and restrictions. He wishes to be all things at all times. Every race, every gender, every hero, both divine and finite. But in the end, he can only be Vivek.
And that's not good enough? To be a god hero?
Not even remotely.
Now what's interesting is I recorded more or less the last episode for the main storyline to Morrowinds. They'll be coming up this week. And some of this is just fascinating. Absolutely fascinating to see some threads here between the Tribunal characters in ESO and Morrowind with this. Anyways, now what's all this for anyway? The Clockwork City, we've done that. Thanks for the insight. Now what did you want to talk to me about? Oops, wrong button. There.
I instructed Devaith to run from the battle that is to come. Now, I urge you to run toward it. Long ago I brokered a truce with the princes of Oblivion. This pact bound 8 princes to an oath that they would never again set foot on Tamriel.
Well, if that is true, how did Nocturnal attack us in Coctium?
Nocturnal was not present when the princes signed the Cold Harbor Compact. Thus she flouts its restrictions. Now, this is important. Nocturnal does not act alone. 2 other princes lie in wait, Clavicus Vile and Mafala.
I already defeated Claudius Vile and Verdunfell.
Defeated? Forgive my candor, but Clavicus Vile cannot be defeated through force of arms. Neither can Mafala.
I see. So what should we do?
I have preparations to make outside my clockwork realm. You must stay vigilant. Take heed of any Daedric incursions and stand ready to fight. The prisoner wields great power, making reality of metaphor. We will need you before the end.
Maybe I didn't ask about the Clockwork City. Why do you keep calling me the prisoner? I have been filed, stamped, indexed, briefed, debriefed, and numbered. My name is Mayo.
A fool's hope, perhaps. I should explain. Look around you. All of this exists because it must exist. I stand here, in this place, in this moment, not because I wish to, but because I have to. A result of action and consequence.
So wouldn't that make you the prisoner?
Clever, but incorrect. The prisoner must apprehend two critical insights. First, they must face the reality of their imprisonment. They must see the determinative walls, the chains of causality that bind them to their course.
You haven't done that?
I have, but I fall short of the second insight. The prisoner must see the door to their cell. They must gaze through the bars and perceive that which exists beyond causality, beyond time. Only then can they escape.
You don't see that door.
I see only unsteady walls. If the people of Tamriel must exist inside this cell, I will make sure that the walls are stable, the gaps are sealed, and all who remain stay safe within it.
Okay, what is all this for? The Clockwork City?
I sometimes ask myself the same thing.
Yeah, we did
confess
this.
something to you. I suffer from a peculiar... Indeed. But such compelled...
I said maybe, and we're going to
This
stick with
city
maybe.
serves him. Maybe. The word I covet above all others. Hold to that word, my friend, and never let go.
I don't have any more questions.
I've met few heroes like you. Very few. I take this matter of the Triad upon myself, but in truth, you may be the one that saves us. The prisoner who frees the world. We shall see. Farewell.
The burden of knowledge. Oh, wow. If you care to read, please pause the video and enjoy. I'm just going to do this for each one, okay? Well, I do hope you enjoyed this video. What are you doing here? I think we'll have to find out in the next video, won't we? Well, we still have a few more things to do, some minor quests, I think, here, and then we will have to find somewhere else to go. Lots to do, lots to do. But anyways, I do hope you enjoyed this video. And if you are new to the channel, you can subscribe down below for more videos like this and of other videos. You can also subscribe to my Twitter as well as my Twitch channel where I sometimes stream. But until next we meet, please do be safe, everyone. Bye!